Hello and welcome to Week 11 of NFL Gamepicks. I'm Austin Ramos. We got Chris Wright and we got Joey Gross. They're laughing at each other. It's a big week for those two guys. They're about to face off.
You know it's about to get real.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'll kick things off with the recap for Week 10. Stop laughing. It's making me laugh. All right. Anyways, Dolphins finally broke their losing streak. Hey, let's go.
You brought them the W.
I know. I had to pull grass out of the LA Coliseum where the Dolphins finished their perfect season, and I tossed it out on SoFi Stadium. Did a little Salt Bay in SoFi, and it helped. The Dolphins finally won a freaking football game. So that's very fun and interesting. They've have had these close games. And now it's just a matter of fact of like coming out on top and actually winning these games. So it's good to see that. Hopefully they can continue that. Pretty decent opponent this week, but hopes are that Dolphins get a big win here. But what about you guys? How was your guys' Week 10? I know Joey was on bye.
Yeah, bye week, just seeing how everything played out. Was hoping that everybody in the NFC North would lose, and it was pretty damn close, not going to lie. The Vikings had a close little win. They squeaked it out against the Jags. And the Lions had a comeback win, 19-point comeback against the Texans. And obviously the Bears lost, but, it was – sorry, no offense. But, so it was kind of interesting. It was a nice little interesting watch to see. I had my eye on those games. But, on to the Bears.
There we go.
Yeah, that game was awful. So many of my friends are Patriots fans, too, and they all, wanted to call and, brag. I'm like, that game sucked, dude. I don't care who you liked. It was just terrible. There was, 19 punts in that game and, 4 first downs. Our punter now has more yards than our entire roster, so that's great. So, yeah, life is good. Happy to be here.
Happy to be here.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Anyways, that's just a tough, I really hope that they would beat the Patriots. Not for anything in terms of standings, but it was just let's get this Bears team on the winning track.
I was hoping the opposite.
Yeah, no,
so
I don't blame you for thinking that way. That's your divisional rival. You know,
Yeah.
I wanted my divisional rival to lose.
Yeah.
so
Patriots
two sides of
came
the
through,
spectrum there. Let's get into the standings. And Steve's still on top, 107-45 on the year, 9-5 record, and then not to be followed by G-Dog, who's tied in second place, 103-49, and Hector's also there in second place. Hector dropped the game. He went 9-5. Jillian went 10-4, and then we got good old Chrissy here with an 11-3 week.
Had a pretty good
Chrissy,
week.
right?
I got it pulled up here. I'm tied with the boy Edwin, so shout out Edwin, following along in Chicago. Bears fan, feeling my pain. So we're tied at third. Let me see, what am I overall?
I got you right.
99-53. I'm almost at a hundo, so I'll definitely get that this week. I don't know about this guy. He's
Yeah.
at 0-16
Bro, the
Detroit
thing
Lions
is,
week,
you know
bro.
what the thing is?
What the thing is?
I block these games in, and I don't know what it is if I swipe out on my phone or not, but they never freaking go through, which is annoying.
You say the same thing about Tinder.
You know what? I say the same thing about all of it. You got me. That was a nice one.
Oh my god.
No, but no, for real. This is for the record. I'm picking these motherfuckers. I'm swiping left, please. Carry weight 200 pounds. What?
All right. So, just to round out these standings here, I'm in 10th place at 90-62 on the season. I had a 10-4 week, which is among the best, but shout out to Matt. He had the best week at 12-2. And then all the way at the bottom, like we were alluding to, Joey is 8-6. This past week, 80-72. We gotta find a way to fix that that week 7 game. Because no picks were registered on that one, but we did make those picks. So anyways, let's get into Thursday night football, and we got a nice NFC East divisional matchup between the Washington Commanders and the Philadelphia Eagles. And man, this is one of those games that you got to sit down and watch. Philly's finally looking like the Philly that everyone was kind of expecting them to be, and then you have Washington, who had a bit of a hiccup in losing to the Pittsburgh Steelers last week. It was a close matchup, and a blunder on the defensive side of the ball at the very end where they had the chance to possibly get the ball back with some time. And unfortunately, Washington could not get the ball back and answer to Pittsburgh. So it is what it is on that front. But you got the division leader in the Commanders, and you have the hopeful, and this time at the 7-2 Philadelphia Eagles. It's a home game for Philly. I think I'm going to have to rock with a little bit of the more sure thing and go with the Philadelphia Eagles. As much as, I was kind of like all on board with Washington last week, that type of loss has resonated with me. And then another thing to just add on is they have not beat a single winning team this season. And you can kind of say they're the Dolphins from last year, that they couldn't beat a winning team. So let's see what happens there. If Washington wins this one, huge on them. Huge on them for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to go with the Eagles here as well. They've looked great recently, and I don't know. Washington has looked a little bit so-so. Even in their wins, they've looked a little bit kind of. Obviously, they look like the greatest young team with the greatest rookie quarterback. I understand that they're 7-3. They're still a good team.
Facts.
But like you said, they haven't beat a winning team. So for that point, I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles. I like what Saquon's been doing. I love that hurdle backwards a couple weeks ago, or the ups. I don't know how to describe that. It's awesome. They've been pretty entertaining to watch. I don't know. I think their receivers are getting banged up kind of recently, so I don't know what's going on there with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. But if either way, I think I'm going to rock with the Eagles here.
Yeah, Thursday Night Football. I like the matchup, divisional matchup. It's going to be a good game. Definitely going to tune in and watch it. I'm going to go and take the home team here. I'm going to rock with the Eagles. A couple weeks ago, we were talking about Nick Sirianni getting fired, and then they won the next 5 games. So I think it's easy to say as this team's getting healthier, they're looking like a really good playoff team. They're probably going to end up winning this division. I think they're going to win the first. This is the first out of the 2 matchups this year between these teams. So they don't play again until like week 16. So I think Eagles win this one. Commanders get one next go around. I'm going to take us to the next game, however. We got the Baltimore Ravens playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. Another really, really good divisional game. I'm going to actually take the Ravens on the road here. They look like probably the second best team in football behind Kansas City. And I think some people might take the Ravens over them right now, too. Lamar's looked great. Pittsburgh, I'm just not sold. I don't know, on the offense. I just think the Ravens are going to be able to outscore them, I think. So, and that's how they'll probably win.
This is a tough battle for the NFC North. And, both teams being 7-3 or 7-2 right now, this is going to be a big deciding factor on who possibly comes out in this division. Now, Pittsburgh has, I'm not going to say had it easy, but this is like one of their first divisional matchups all season long. And it just raises into question, like, how are they going to fare against the division? The Ravens already gotten some divisional wins. So I'm going to go with the Ravens, but I wouldn't be surprised with either team here. I think both of them are very good. I just think Baltimore is a little bit more battle-tested, and, they are a couple plays away from being possibly, 9-1. So I would like to bank with the Baltimore Ravens here, but Pittsburgh, their defense is pretty legit. So let's see how they hold up against Lamar and Derrick Henry.
Yeah, it's like, looking at the matchup, it's like, oh, yeah, I got to pick Baltimore here, right? But Pittsburgh has just been showing so much fight. They're weirdly 7-2. I'm not going to pick them today. I'm going to go with the Ravens. But, yeah, like you said, I really wouldn't be surprised if they made it interesting and kind of rallied. I love what Russell Wilson's been doing. The addition of Mike Williams was cool last week. He caught that moonball touchdown. Who else has been taking off? George Pickens, looking like a UFC fighter out there. That's been pretty damn cool.
That Mike Williams touchdown for the win was pretty sick.
Yeah, it was sweet. Yeah,
it was pretty sick.
They've been an entertaining watch this season, and it doesn't seem like the Pittsburgh Steelers of old, where it's kind of like, I don't know. I don't really want to say a boring watch, but it was more of like methodical football. They seems like they're chucking it. They're kind of cooking up like creative plays or getting Najee going. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of like interested to watch them, but I will be going with the Ravens here. I do think that they are the better team with more experience at the end of the day. But I'll keep us rolling to another team within the AFC North. The Cleveland Browns traveling to New Orleans to face off against the Saints. This is kind of a weird matchup. Both teams are at a weird point in their season. I'm going to rock with the Browns here and Jameis Winston. I don't really like what I'm seeing from the Saints at all, even if they have Derek Carr back. They lost to the Panthers, who are one of the worst teams in the league. And I don't know. I just kind of like the Browns' passion, what they got going. And this is kind of a whatever matchup for me. So I'm just going to rock with the Browns here.
Yeah, this is one of those weird matchups that you can honestly go either way. And it's just hard to tell. Obviously, they are losing franchises at this moment, but I don't know. The Saints got a big-time win against the Falcons last week, and it was very surprising. Did you guys see what Darren Rizzi said after the game?
The Rizzler.
He said that he had clogged the toilet, and he's like, "Oh, today is gonna be a shitty day," and then ended up becoming probably one of his most iconic days ever as a coach in his career.
That's true.
Baiting a big time opponent, their division leading rival. So shout out to them for doing that. But can they go and defeat Mr. Crab Legs himself? I don't know. I'm gonna go with the Saints. They looked really good. Marquez Valdes-Scantling, if he's catching deep balls like that again, they're gonna get a big time dub. Obviously, the offense is pretty decent as it was. Let's see what happens with the whole Chris Olave concussion situation. Let's see how soon he does return to play, and if he does return to play.
Took the Saints because you can relate to that story, probably. You've clogged some toilets in your day, huh?
Yes, definitely. Get the plunger out.
I don't know. I was kind of waiting to see what you guys did with this game because it is a throwaway game. Joe, get on my shot.
My bad, bro.
This is vibing, bro.
But, no, I don't know. This game kind of stinks, but neither one of these teams is going to make the playoffs. I was going to rock with the home team, but give me the Browns. I guess that's what I'm going to take. And with that said, I'm going to take us to the best game of the week. We got the Green Bay Packers coming down the road, heading south a little bit to take on my Chicago Bears. Not a great time to play the Packers. We just fired the OC. We cut an offensive lineman that we just signed to a 3-year, $30 million deal. That didn't look great. Caleb Williams got sacked 9 times by the Patriots last weekend.
9 times?
Yeah, 9 times. 9 times. 9 times. And it's name somebody on the Patriots defense. Whatever. They have some players, but they didn't look good. I'm going to still rock with my boys, of course. I cannot pick the Packers against the Bears. Hopefully, somebody else is taking some... What?
He's going with the Bears.
Hopefully, somebody else is taking over some play calling, though, for the offense because something needs to change. Caleb needs to get through his reads. He looks inaccurate. It's bad. I don't know what else to say, but Joey, what's your take, bro? You think it's going to be a close game or a blowout?
My theory is, listen, if you look online with a lot of the fan base for the Packers and for the Bears fans, too, I think there's a lot of self-doubt on that end, too. A lot of experts, too, a lot of people think this game's going to be a blowout. I disagree. I think this is a matchup, regardless of record or shit show aside, you always have to take into account the rivalry and, what it takes to play against a divisional matchup, especially Packers-Bears. I don't care if we're 7-2 and they're 2-7. We're still going to play each other hard, and I think it's going to be, a tough game. I think that Caleb will try to throw a touchdown. I don't think he's thrown one in, 3 weeks or whatever. But,
yeah, thanks for bringing that up.
No, I'm just, what I mean. But I don't know. I think it'll be a lot closer than people think. But I am going with the Green Bay Packers here, obviously. We had all our team practice today, fully healthy.
With pads?
In pads. Shout out to Andrew. They were practicing tackling today. Can you believe that? Jesus Christ. Anyway, yeah, so I'm going to rock with the Packers. Jordan Love not on the injury report for the first time all year, fully healthy. That's nice to see. The Packers last year were undefeated, I think 6-1 during Toyotathon. And it's Toyotathon now, so we'll see what happens here.
Oh, God. What a stat.
Yeah.
What a stat, dude.
You want me to... I'll look it up officially. The Toyotathon stats.
Well, with that new information, you got to go with the Green Bay Packers.
Somebody made a meme of him with, the Toyotathon over there.
Oh, my gosh. But no, it's hard to go with the Bears off of recency bias. I will go with the Packers. I do think if Green Bay wins this one here, I think Chicago wins the one in Green Bay, unfortunately for the Packer fans. I think they start getting on a good offensive roll, but it's just not enough to overcome this Packers team. They're coming off a bye. They're fresh. And the Bears on the other end are very frustrated right now. They, like Chris said, they fired the OC. They let go of one of their offensive linemen. So, and a one that they were playing lots of money. So, things are going wrong there. And, some teams are starting to do that. Like, they just don't care how much they're paying. The guys are just like, all right, like, whatever, we're cutting them. So, you got the Toyota.
Yeah, I do. You ready? Okay. So the Packers are currently 5-2 during Toyotathon with Love at quarterback. He's 169 for 247 passing for 1,834 yards, and he's 16 touchdowns to 1 interception ratio during Toyotathon.
There we go.
We kind of need that because the turnovers have been terrible. Toyotathon is on, baby. Let's go. Come on.
All right, Joey. Well, while you're at it, why don't you take us to this next game?
Yeah, let's do it. We got the Indianapolis Colts traveling to Green Bay East to face off against the New York Jets. Look, terrible loss last week for the New York Jets against the Cardinals. Their season's kind of done. I know Rodgers says that they're not mathematically eliminated. He was going to say that until they officially aren't. I know that from experience. He would just give you any sort of hope that he can, which you got to love him for it. But at the end of the day, this just isn't working out. It might be time to hang it up. Devontae Adams dropped some serious passes that could have been touchdowns last week. Kind of sad to see. They might be done.
Yeah, he sucks.
The Colts also are bringing back Anthony Richardson into the fold, which is kind of weird. Sorry. Ooh, after they benched him last week, hairball, major hairball. No, they benched Anthony Richardson last week, so they're going to bring him back. But, I'm going to rock with the Jets here. I just don't like what I'm seeing with the Colts so far, but only the Jets would lose this matchup. So, we'll see.
Oh, man. I'm kind of on the fence on this one. I do think Anthony Richardson coming back for the Colts is going to, bring some type of juice offensively. Their defense has been pretty decent, and that's, for the most part, why they've stayed in a lot of their games. But they also haven't played a lot of the top-tier opponents, and when they have, hasn't been a great game for them. For the Jets, very lackluster. I mean, not even scoring a single touchdown when you're, aspiring to be one of these top contending teams, fighting for a playoff spot, being better than what your record is. That is not how you show up and play against this Cardinals team. But also kudos to the Cardinals. They've been absolutely one of those teams that has been kind of a bit of a surprise team as so far this season. We'll talk on them a little bit later at the end of the video. I'm going to go with the Colts just because. Don't really have any real reason here. I'm off the Jets train.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Colts as well. I see everybody picking the Jets. So far, whoever's gotten their picks in early has picked the Jets, it looks like. So I'm going to rock with the Colts. I'm not a Jets believer. I think they suck this year. The Colts have looked bad, too. Yeah, they're going back to AR-15. That dude's still super young, so there's still time. He's, younger than, Georgia's quarterback right now and, a bunch of, college quarterbacks currently. It's crazy how young he still is. I'm not a huge believer, that being said. But for this game, give me the Colts, I guess.
Yeah, he's good, but, he's not.
No, he sucks right now, but maybe in 4 years he'll be okay. But
Maybe
I don't know.
the Bears quarterback.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But I'll take us to the next game. We got the Doug Wright Bowl, the Jacksonville Jaguars playing the Detroit Lions.
$3. That's how you get in. Nothing more, nothing less.
So we got the Jags who are really bad. They're playing Mac Jones.
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones. Fo. Okay, anyway. I'll take the Lions. It's the easy pick here, bro. They're a juggernaut right now, and they're just killing it, steamrolling teams. I don't think this will be even close. And, this will be a very forgettable game, I think.
I'm going to go with the Detroit Lions in this one. This is probably the biggest spread we've seen all season, with the Lions being favored by almost 2 touchdowns. And then, the money line minus 900. So, almost minus 1,000. That's, pretty high. I've seen some higher before, but, man, this Jaguars team has been such a disappointment. I understand Trevor Lawrence is hurt, but they were asked before Trevor Lawrence got hurt. So like, I don't want to hear any excuses. So yeah, just give me that Lions team. They're gonna keep on rolling.
I have a funny lion joke if you guys want to hear it.
Let's do it.
Lion.
You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Why did the lion have to go to therapy?
Why?
Because his wife was a cheetah.
You and your dad jokes,
The
bro.
crowd goes mild.
All right, go ahead, Joey.
Anyway,
Take
I'm
us
gonna
away.
rock with the Lions here, but I will be cheering for the Jags. This game's very easy to pick. I'll take us to the next game. What do we got over there? We got the Los Angeles Rams, where old Ramos just got back from, they're going to travel to New England to play against the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Who just saw this guy's team? That's kind of cool.
Wow, what is that? I'm flabbergasted. Holy shit.
I'm going to go with the
What
Rams
are the
here.
odds?
I'm going with the Rams here. Not to say that the Patriots haven't looked like bad recently, because they've actually been looked pretty good, and I like what I've seen from Drake May. But the Rams, like, they shouldn't have lost to Miami. No offense, Ramos. They played a shit game. I think that they get a W here because they're pissed off. But the Patriots, if they win this game, could sneakily win the second seed in this division. And you never
It's
know.
a low bar.
And you never know what happens at the end of the year. Who you are in October is not who you are in the end of the season. So we'll see what happens if maybe they make a playoff push.
We'll see.
This Patriots fan at work literally like broke down game by game how the Pats can make the playoffs, and I just had to sit there like I actually believed that it was plausible or possible, because it's not. I'm taking the
I
Rams.
was gaslighting you that whole fucking time.
I'm taking the Rams. The Patriots are really bad. I watched that whole game last week. Yeah, they got a win, but they were still really, really bad. The Bears are just worse, I guess, somehow. And the Rams, like you mentioned, like the Dolphins didn't really win that game. The Rams kind of blew it. They're still kind of getting healthy. My dad just bought a brand new Dodge Ram, so shout out to my dad again. I'm taking the Rams.
That boy had to bring in the truck into this one. Nah,
Something
but
about a
I mean,
truck.
I don't blame you guys. I'm gonna go with the Rams. Got a little Aaron Donald thing over here, a little souvenir from the game. Man, this Rams
Open
team.
the box. Open the
Nah,
box.
I already put it down.
It's my dick in my box.
Dude. But yeah, no, this Rams team, like they shot themselves in the foot. Like there's no way around that. You know, the Dolphins did hold them out of the end zone defensively, but at the end of the day, there was so many plays that you can point to where the Rams literally just got stuck in their own ways. Penalties, bad snaps / Stafford just like fumbling the ball, interceptions, stuff like that. So like, there's a lot of points where you can be like, all right, like this Rams team, had they got in the end zone, had they sustained a little bit more, some drives more, didn't get out of field goal range, didn't miss a field goal, like they probably would have kicked the Dolphins' ass. Let's be real here. But
Kicking my own ass.
but this Patriots team, I think they're gonna put up a fight, but I think the Rams win this one with some ease. I wouldn't say a two possession difference, but it's gonna be within
Double
7
digits.
points. Yeah. So let's keep it moving. We have the Las Vegas Raiders at the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins finally got back in the win column this past week against the Los Angeles Rams.
Finally.
I know, dude. Thank God. I was on a certain watch, and it was not good. But yeah, a 3-6 this Dolphins team hosting a 2-7 Raiders, who honestly haven't been great since the season started. Like they got those 2 wins relatively early and haven't won much since. But aside from that, the Dolphins are trying to turn their season around, and against a team like the Raiders who are 2-7 and just been bouncing back between Gardner Minshew and AOC. And I don't even know if they ever went to their third string, but I wouldn't doubt it. But like, they just haven't had the season they wanted to. They traded away the Devontae Adams like unwillingly. Like they were just like, all right, like this guy wants out. We have nothing that we can do.
Team sucks.
Yeah.
More of the story. The team sucks.
Yeah. The Dolphins won on Monday, but it wasn't like, dude, the Dolphins kicked ass. So like it's not. I'm here tooting the Dolphins horn saying like they're the best team ever. No, like they're obviously what their record says.
Quality win, though,
Yeah,
bro.
for sure. No, like you held the other team from getting within the end zone. You what's it called? Like you were able to get into end zone relatively early and often. So, that was cool to see. But I want more from this Dolphins team. They need to go out and dominate this
I
Las
agree.
Vegas Raiders team if they really want to start making a point and being like, hey, we're back to being like what we were last year, because the bar was set pretty high, and now you're going into the season 3-6, and that's not a good spot. I'm going with the Fins, but they need to have an impressive win here. Otherwise, the doubt is going to start creeping in a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree with you, dude. I'm going to go with the Dolphins here, too, just because the Raiders are terrible. But, yeah, just not liking what I'm seeing from the Dolphins. Just, like, offensively, it just looks a little bit bland. Last year it was, like, electric watching the Fins, man. Like, they were just bombs to Tyree. Waddle would make, like, some cool little plays to get them into scoring position. Like, I don't know. It was really interesting. Now it's just, like, run play, screen, slant, nothing really else. And then, I don't know. As a fantasy owner of Tyreek Hill, I, like, watch him every play. And I'm just like, what do they have cooked up for this guy? They just runs forward and then runs a slant. Like, I don't know. It's not great. He's not really like, they're not really cooking anything up for him. I liked on the last play that they had like a screen to him. They kind of tried to put the ball in his hands, but it didn't really perform. But I don't know. I just kind of want more of them. I want to see like that Tua to take off and throw it 75 yards to Tyreek, or freaking Waddle to take it 80 yards to the house, or I don't know, Achane to get going a little bit. Like, I don't know. I miss the explosive Dolphins team from last year.
I miss the old Dolphins.
Yeah,
the
right?
high scoring Dolphins.
What the hell?
Keep it going, Chris.
Keep it going? No, I agree with what you guys are saying. This Dolphins team definitely needs a statement win here. I'm going to take the Dolphins at home. Although I'm probably not going to watch another game this year. I don't know. I saw Tua try to make that tackle on the sideline, and I had to change that channel last week, bro. What are you doing, dude? Leading with his head. His arms weren't even out. He's just like, what are you doing, bro?
He's got his head in the game, dude.
Jeez.
He's locked in, dude.
No,
honestly, seeing that was a bit scary,
It's
but I can
scary.
imagine like
It's
at home
bad.
seeing all the replays and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is gonna be a interesting game. The Dolphins definitely need to run the score up because, like you're saying, like we need to see something, bro, or else they're in the same position as the Raiders. They're gonna be watching the playoffs from their couches. So,
Come here, Dolphins, watch the playoffs here.
Yeah. Well, Johnny Smith told us like a bunch of food places that he likes, so maybe we'll just fucking frequent out there. Maybe.
Johnny's been taking off recently too.
Yeah,
Johnny's
he's
that guy.
He hit that truck stick, yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
dude, he said that guy.
Dude, he
flying.
almost scored. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, so
Who was the guy
close.
that did? That was it Washington or some shit.
Oh no, that was the first touchdown. The second
Yeah,
touchdown was
Oh,
Tyreek.
they were playing.
Yeah. Who
LA.
was that? Yeah, the Washington guy. What was his first name?
Malik Washington.
Malik Washington.
Yeah,
okay.
he took off on that play.
Good for him.
But I'll take us to the next game. This is another easy pick-em game. We have the Minnesota Vikings playing the Tennessee Titans. We got a good team versus a bad team. I'm going to take the Vikings here. They're on the road. Tennessee hasn't looked good all year. Give me the Vikings.
Yeah, I have to agree. Titans have been boo-boo child. Will Levis may return. That's like, or did he return last week?
Yeah, he returned.
He returned
He's
last
back.
week. Yeah, I didn't get to see too much of the action. We were
He
out
ain't
doing
shit,
stuff. But yeah, no, this Vikings team, they're just gonna keep things rolling at 7-2. I expect them fully to go at 8-2 and make it pretty tough for Joey and his Packers if they were to get a win at 1 o'clock to keep up with them. But let's see what happens moving forward.
I don't think the Vikings have scored a touchdown in like 3 weeks. To be honest.
Fact check. I'll fact check.
Yeah,
I thought I saw that stat somewhere. To be, I don't know. I'm gonna pick the Vikings anyway because the Titans suck. But I don't know. The Jags made it interesting last week, and they're a shitty team too. So we'll see if the Titans can do that. I don't think they will. That's why I'm gonna go with Minnesota here. But yeah. Did you guys ever?
they didn't score a touchdown last game.
They
but
scored it at Sam Darnold threw 3 against the Colts, so 2
Yeah.
weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
See?
so it was just 1 week that they didn't score
Yeah.
a touchdown.
Oh,
You're
well,
thinking of the Bears that haven't scored in
That's
like
it.
9
Okay.
years.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna rock with the Vikings here. This is a really easy game to pick, but I'll take us to the next one. We got the dirty Atlanta Falcons traveling to Denver to face off against the Broncos. Denver's been interesting, man. Bo Nix has been honestly a delight to watch. It's been kind of fun.
A real
treat. I'm flashing you. Sorry. I'm gonna rock with the Falcons here. I liked what I saw from them last week, even though they did take an L. But I don't know. That offense has been pretty good. I think they bounced back this week against the Broncos. I don't much believe in the Broncos, even though they are kind of a fun team right now to watch. I think they'll fizzle out late in the season and maybe miss the playoffs to like maybe a Dolphins team or something that has 6 losses. You know, you never know. But I think this is where they take an L and kind of make that wild card spot in the AFC a little bit more interesting.
For sure. That's like something that I was actually talking with my cousin Matt about today. I was just like, just looking at the picture, we need certain teams to lose. We obviously need to keep winning and just to improve the Dolphins' chances of making the playoffs. Denver is one of those teams that is currently holding the last seed in the AFC playoff picture. You got, like, if you're a fan of the Dolphins or any other team trying to make that playoff push, you want them to see this Denver Broncos team fall. And it's tough to say that because they've been actually surprisingly well. They had the Kansas City Chiefs on the ropes, and they were able to, drive down the field, have almost a game-winning drive, and had it not been for a blocked field goal, they would have ended the Chiefs' winning streak. So that's something that we could harp on. But the Falcons, pretty good. They got last week. I think they bounced back here in Denver.
I'm going to fade you boys and hopefully pick up a game. I'm going to take the home team. Give me Denver. They kept it close against the best team in the league last week and only lost by 2 points. They're favored, right, by 2.5. Is that the spread?
Yes.
So I think it's going to be another close game for them. I think they're going to pull it off at home. That defense is legit. The Falcons' offense has been very, very up and down all year. I don't really think there's a true number one, like, wide receiver option. Kyle Pitts has been pretty mid. I'm going to take the Denver Broncos at home. I'll keep us going to the next game, too. So we got the Seattle Seahawks taking on San Fran. This is a very important game to see if one of these teams can maybe win that division or come out and be a wild card team. I'm going to take San Fran at home. As they get healthier, they're looking more dangerous. Ricky Pearsall caught his first touchdown last week, so shout out to him.
That was cool as hell.
I think he's a great candidate for comeback player of the year, even though he didn't play last year technically. But he had to miss the start of the season due to getting shots. It was great to see him get in the end zone last week. Cool story for sure.
Yeah.
We've mentioned it on the pod before, but I'm sticking with my strategy. Give me the home team, although I feel like it's going to be another close game.
I'm going to agree with you, Chris. I'm going to go with the 49ers here, too. Was awesome to see Ricky Pearsall get that touchdown. I think a rookie can win comeback player of the year, just if you come back from an injury or whatnot. I don't know.
Yeah, like anything holding you from going on the field.
Yeah.
I think, you had to play like the last year, though. I'm not sure.
That I'm
we'll
not
have
too
to
sure.
look
be
at
wrong.
the specifications.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm going to rock with the 49ers here. Seahawks have been a good team recently. No DK Metcalf, I don't think. He's questionable again. So we'll see what's up. But I don't know. They're kind of like this division is weird because the Cardinals' record's not that great. And the Rams are kind of starting to heat back up. But they lost last week to the Dolphins. And then the 49ers won by the skin of their teeth. But they've been losing. And the Seahawks are fizzling out. And the Cardinals are getting hot. It's weird. I'm kind of interested to see who's going to win this division at the end of the year. I don't really think it's going to be who we have now leading that division.
Is Debo back?
Debo's back. Yeah, he's been back.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
He's fat, though. Fat Debo. I was
I thought
Chunky Monkey
Yeah.
Debo.
Hey, yo.
Not in that sense, dude. Oh gosh.
I thought I saw that he had punched somebody though, a staffer.
Yeah.
No. He punched the long snapper.
The long
okay,
snapper,
that's who it was.
and
Yeah.
then
the
like
kicker was-
on his like follow through, he kind of like smacked the helmet of the long snapper,
Shot his
and then
throat.
kind of hit and then he kind of hit the
Jeez.
Kinda like if I were to
kicker.
push you like that.
What's going on with that?
Yeah, it was
The
frustration.
long snapper was like, "Fuck you, you fucking motherfucker!" Like coming back at like
Yeah.
Debo and shit. I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, that's kind of cool. Like, good
Yeah,
fire
yeah,
him,
like,
but
yeah.
like, I don't know that
Is he
I
still
wouldn't
on the
like to see.
team?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just like it's just not a good look, especially for a team that has been like constantly a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take them this week. They got CMC back last week. He's been on kind of a pitch count, but I'm fully expecting him to start gearing up and helping lead this 49ers team to right the wrongs of this season so far. Like you wouldn't have thought that the 49ers would be sitting at 5-4 so
Right.
far throughout the season. You would probably put them up at like 7-2 at worst case,
Mm-hmm.
And then I looked up the criteria for like comeback player of the year. This is per AP, and it's there is no like solidified thing, but what it says here is that It's typically given to a player who overcomes the worst adversity and returns to play
Oh yeah, that's Ricky Pearsall.
even a single snap of NFL play. So
Really?
like,
Okay.
yeah. So like,
There you go.
there we go. So we have that there.
Okay.
But I'm gonna keep it moving. We have probably the biggest matchup of the entire season right now, and that is the Kansas City Chiefs at the Buffalo Bills. Kansas City is 9-0, undefeated, heading into Buffalo, who was 8-2, have yet to have their bye week yet, and this is a big time matchup for both teams, respectfully. You know, you have the Kansas City Chiefs still undefeated, still rolling, and then you have the Buffalo Bills, who, if they can get a win here, and then kind of topple Kansas City a bit and give them a nice blow, they maybe start losing some games in Kansas City. Hey, yo. But if you
a real nice blow.
but if you give them you give them your best punch, you take them out, and they start maybe getting some frustrations. They lose a game or two here and there. Boom, Buffalo. If they keep winning, they're the top seed in the AFC. So that's how probably Buffalo's looking at it. It's all right, we got to get this win, and we also got to make sure something resonates with it that it starts dysfunctioning that Kansas City team. That being said, I'm sorry. I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Hey.
I think this is their best shot at them losing and, for the whole season, for them to lose and, knock off this undefeated stuff. But I don't know, man. There's just been something about this Kansas City team that, there's a lot of close games, but they're just finding ways to win. And, last week solidified that. Mm-hmm. Blocking the game-winning field goal last second, it's no longer just the refs, there's substance to this.
There's magic to this
shit.
Yeah,
facts.
Not for nothing. I'm over it. This is not the best team in the league. If they go undefeated, I'm going to be so mad. I've said it for the weeks. But yeah, I am going to rock with the Chiefs here. I have a question for you, though, Austin. Would you root for the Bills so that this is the best chance of them not getting undefeated?
Facts. No, I agree.
Do you root for the Dolphins' legacy, or do you root for the...
I think it's so hard nowadays, today's NFL, to go a whole season, win the Super Bowl and be undefeated. That's 20 straight games. Not saying it's impossible, but it's damn near impossible, dude. But if they do, I might have to take down that poster that's above me. It's a 1972 Dolphins poster of the undefeated season. The only other real threat I do see in their season is the Houston Texans, Steelers, or Broncos again to close off the season. Those are the last 3 games. And those are the last 3 games where they may just say, F it, we don't care about the undefeated season anymore. We already locked up the number 1 seed. That could be a real possibility. But at the end of the day, I do think they're just going to come out with a win here. And, it will continue for now, and we'll see what happens after.
Right. What do you think, Chris?
Give me the Buffalo Bills. For the first time this season, I'm picking against the Chiefs. I'm pretty confident in it, too. I think the Bills are going to get a win here. The Chiefs are going to get their first loss. They're going to stop thinking about the undefeated season. I don't really think a whole lot of people put a ton of, thought into it, honestly. Honestly, if you ask a lot of, younger fans, I doubt they even know the Miami Dolphins went undefeated, honestly. I just don't think people really care. It doesn't mean anything without a ring, you know what I'm saying? So I think they're going to get their first loss here. The Bills are going to keep on rolling, and I'll keep us rolling to the next game. We got the Cincinnati Bengals playing the Chargers. I'm not super thrilled about this game. Both these teams have been up and down, so who knows what we're going to get out of this game for Sunday Night Football. I'm going to take the Bengals on the road. I'm going to fade my strategy about taking mainly home teams. I think Cincy's the better team, and if they don't win this game, your season's pretty much almost done, in my opinion. They've lost a lot of games they should have won. They keep starting the year off slow, and this is what happens. You're going to have hard games like this against a pretty decent Chargers team, and you're going to have to win, and hopefully they get it done on the road.
Yeah, I'm rocking with the Bengals here, too. A lot of the reason was because I looked at some Skyline Chili pictures and today, earlier at work, so that kind of got me in the mood. But, yeah, I'm going to rock with the Bengals here, too. Like you said, Chris, they do definitely need to get this W against the Chargers team that probably will more than likely be a playoff team, and the Bengals are definitely on the outside looking in, especially in a tough division where they've stacked nothing but divisional losses, and it's kind of shitty. But at the same time, I think that some teams will start fizzling out in the AFC. The playoff picture is not too great if you look past the Chiefs and the Bills and the Ravens of the world. So we'll see what happens going forward. But yeah, I think the Bengals are going to get a much needed win here. That they will. It'll be big for them for seeding wise over a AFC team, a key AFC team.
For sure. No, I definitely agree with you on that. Joey was showing me all that Skyline chili stuff he was looking up today at work. It was pretty funny, but
man, they made a mac and cheese now. Chili mac and cheese. Yeah.
Dude, so like what you're saying, like the record's like not so great, 4-6 for sure. Of those 6 losses, only one of them was not a one possession game. Yeah. So like, man, it's tough. Both of those matchups against the Ravens so far this year have been a one possession game back and forth, and like you didn't know who was gonna win until literally almost the last possession. So you got to give it to them in terms of like they have fight. This is not a bad football team whatsoever in this Cincinnati Bengals. And then on the other side, the Los Angeles Rams, I would say the Chargers, they've had some kind of cupcake games. Meanwhile, the Bengals have been fighting like tooth and nail in each and every game. So I think they have a little bit more fight in them, and I think they come out on top here in Sunday Night Football and, shake up the AFC playoff picture a bit here. Might be the kiss of death, though, if we're all going with the Cincinnati Bengals here. But it's all good. We're going to keep it moving to Monday Night Football, and we have a big-time Texas-sized matchup. I'm kidding. It's not big time anymore. The Dallas Cowboys have not made it big time. We got the Houston Texans at the Dallas Cowboys, and this would have been a really cool matchup to see the Diggs brothers go at it, because you would have had Trayvon Diggs on the defensive side for Dallas, and you would have had Stephon Diggs on the offensive side for Houston. It's kind of sucks that like we're not going to be able to see that. They did match up last year, and it was probably arguably one of Stephon Diggs' worst games last year with the Buffalo Bills, and that's kind of where his season started to really start to decline. But I'm going to go with Houston. They're obviously the better team here. Dallas doesn't have Dak. CD is losing the ball in the sunlight. Luckily, this is a night game, so he won't be dealing with that problem. And Jerry is fucking pissed about that. Like, he's just like, he's like, oh, fuck him. This is how we built the stadium. Like, what do you expect? You got to know where the sun's going to be at, man.
It's like the Office, like, stop talking about the sun. Yeah. Was it Gabe, right?
Yeah. Yes.
That's hilarious. But yeah, I'm probably going to rock with the Texans here as well. Man, the Cowboys are just dog shit. And the Texans haven't looked great either, but this is kind of like, I don't want to say the lesser of two evils, but it's like obviously the Texans are better than the Cowboys at this point. But overall, I'm kind of concerned about the Texans going forward. They might be a shell of themselves of what they were last year. There are a lot of injuries offensively and defensively now in their secondary and such. They really did blow that game against the Lions. They looked great, but hey, yo. They blew it. It sucked. It was a 19-point lead, and then the Lions came back, and Jared Goff. They forced 5 interceptions on Goff, and they still lost the game.
Yeah, that's absolutely crazy.
It's really shitty. I was very upset. But I will rock with the Houston Texans here. It's a good win for them.
I'm going to do the same. I'm going to take the Texans in Monday Night Football. I think they've had a couple of tough weeks, and they're lucky that they're in that division that they're in, because they're still going to be on top even after struggling for a few weeks. This will be another get-back game for them, hopefully. I think Nico is coming back soon, getting a little healthier. That's huge, literally, because he's a massive wide receiver. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take another road team on Monday Night Football. Dallas has been, terrible, and so I'm going to take the Texans on the road. I think they're the better team. Need to see a big statement window from them.
And that concludes the picks. I want to mention the teams that are on bye. We have the New York Giants, the Arizona Cardinals, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Carolina Panthers. Panthers, 2 wins in a row. Who would have thought? Big win in Munich, Germany for them. Giants
left their ass there.
Yeah. Giants are right now in position to have the number 1 overall pick, so let's see what happens there. Tampa, tough loss against the Chiefs. And then Arizona starting to get things rolling. Kyler Murray is 3-0 since Call of Duty has come out, so you can kind of put those rumors to rest. Or
now he's trying to be able to play it now. He figured out the system.
Yeah.
If we keep winning, I could keep playing the game.
Yeah.
My opinion is for this specific team that's on a bye, the New York Giants, I've been saying it all year to put Tommy DeVito in to make the fan base kind of give a shit now. You did that last year, and now you don't have Jaden Daniels. Don't do it again, okay? Forget what I said before. Just tank. We need the number 1 pick. Bring Cam Ward or whoever the hell is going to be the number 1 pick to New York, and let's get the Giants going because I feel like football is a lot better when that division's a little bit competitive too. Because Eagles are rolling, Commanders are rolling, and if you get the Giants going, and then fuck the Cowboys, nobody cares if they're good or not.
I think the Cowboys will always relatively be
rolling.
in the mix.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah. I feel like the Cowboys, at least in that division, is always going to be that team that's like, all right, like we're going to be either mediocre or pretty good. Like there's not really a bad season, and if it is, it's like few and far in between. Right now, obviously, this is one of those bad years. But any closing statements for your guys' divisional matchup this week?
Good luck.
Yep.
All right.
You too, man. That's it.
That's pretty much it. Nice little sportsmanship there. Hopefully the Dolphins get a big dub against the Raiders, and we're just going to keep it rolling. I think we'll close it on that.
You come at me like a spider monkey, Chip.
All right, we'll catch you guys next week for Week 12. Peace out, y'all.